Hello BookTube, this is Emma from Emma's Bookish Lifestyle, and today is a small end of May book haul. And I was really fortunate to go to Somerset for the last May bank holiday weekend, and I was so excited because we weren't very far away from Bath and we were fortunate enough to go and spend the day there. And for those of you who maybe are not aware, there is an amazing independent bookshop in Bath called Mr. B's Emporium. Now, I know many booktubers have been fortunate enough to go to the experience that they do there, whereby you have like an afternoon tea and a chat, and then they recommend some books for you. And I have to say, I really desperately wanted to do it, but unfortunately for the day that I was there, they had been fully booked and so weren't available to be able to do that facility for me. However, I did manage to shimmy my mum and dad and my other half off to a coffee shop just round the corner that did lovely cakes, and I popped in there to have a chat with the guys, have a look around the actual store in person, because I've purchased from them but I haven't had a chance to actually go to the store in person, and just absorb the atmosphere and just purchase some books. So while I was in there, I was fortunate enough to chat to a lovely lady also by the name of Emma, and I was explaining to her about some of the books that I like to read, and she suggested a couple of titles for me. Now, what I really loved about Mr. B's Emporium was they actually had a few sections, and one of them was a bookshelf with all their current choices of the various people in the bookshop and the books they were currently reading. But not only that, they had some amazing layouts. I mean, I could have literally spent the whole day quite happily perusing their shelves, but I had like the world's shortest time there. I wanted to be there for a heck of a lot longer than I was, but I did also have a limit. And my other half knows that I'm frantically trying to clear some debt at the moment, and so I was restricted to 3 books at the maximum. So of course I'm a booktuber, I'm a book reader and a book lover, so I couldn't not get the maximum really. So the first book I got was called Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. Now, this was recommended, this is one of the books that Emma recommended to me, and I'll read the premise on the back for you. In 1977, the Blyton Summer Detective Club unmasked the elusive Sleepy Lake monster, another low-life fortune hunter who would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids. By 1990, the former detectives are haunted by strange, half-remembered events that cannot be explained by a guy in a mask. Andy, the once intrepid tomboy, now wanted in 2 states, wants answers. To find them, she will need Kerry, the former kid genius, now drinking her ghosts away in New York, with Tim, an excitable Weimaraner, descended from the original canine member of the club. They will also have to get Nate, the horror nerd, currently residing in an asylum. Luckily, Nate has not lost contact with Peter, the handsome jock turned movie star who was once their leader, which is remarkable considering Peter has been dead for years. The time has come to get the team back together and find out what actually happened all those years ago. It's their only chance to end the nightmares and perhaps save the world. So this book sounds to me, and was explained to me by Emma, as being a little bit like Scooby-Doo. A kind of adult, horror twisty Scooby-Doo. And I cannot wait. Apparently it's got some really good humour in it, as well as being sort of slightly terrifying. And so I cannot wait. This is Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero, and I'm hoping to get to that shortly. The next book that she kindly recommended was Salt Creek by Lucy Treloar. I think I've pronounced that right, Lucy Treloar. This is Salt Creek. This is an Australian book, I believe, and has been described by The Guardian as a lost A Love Song to a Lost World. And it's a historical fiction, and it was the Times Book of the Year. And on the back it's set in 1855. Failed entrepreneur Stanton Finch moves his family from Adelaide to the remote Coorong area of southern Australia in pursuit of his dream to become a farmer. Housed in a driftwood cabin, they try to make the best of their situation. The children roam the beautiful landscape of Salt Creek. Visitors are rare but warmly welcomed. A local Indigenous boy becomes almost part of the family, yet there are daily hardships and tensions with the Jaringeru people. Apologies for the pronunciation there. They have displaced. Disaster never seems far away. With Mrs. Finch struggling to cope, Hester, their perceptive eldest daughter, willingly takes on more responsibility. But as Hester's senses of duty grows, so does a yearning to escape Salt Creek and make a new life of her own. Sorry, I got very tongue-tied there. So that is Salt Creek by Lucy Treloar, and that is published by Gaelic Books. A publisher I've never read before, so I'll be interested to see how I get on with that one. And just so that you know, this particular book, Meddling Kids, is by Titan Books. Again, another publisher I haven't read a great deal from, so that'll be very interesting. And last but not least was a book that was seen as being one of the best reads from Simon Savage on Savage Reads, and that is The Western Wind by Samantha Harvey. And he said he thoroughly enjoyed it. I believe this is also a historical fiction. I shall just, apologies, but read you the blurb on this one. Oakham near Bruton is a tiny village by a big river without a bridge. When a man is swept away by the river in the early hours of Shrove Saturday, an explanation has to be found. Was it murder or suicide or an accident? The whole story is relayed by the village priest John Reeve, who in his role as confessor is privy to a lot of information that others are not. But will he be able to explain what happened to the victim, Tom Newman, the wealthiest, most capable and industrious man in the village, and what will happen if he can't? This just sounds absolutely phenomenal. Again, historical fiction. I believe Simon from Savage Reads couldn't rave about it enough, and so I'm really keen to get into this one. So those are the 3 books that I purchased from Mr. B's Emporium. I will link the details to their website down below. Please check it out. They have some great ideas. They have a subscription service. They have a culmination box set, which I did a video last year on, where you get sort of 6 books in a category. I bought the I think I bought the science fiction or the dystopian one, I can't remember. But I thoroughly enjoyed some of the books that I got from that. I know that they've got a new set of boxes coming out with new groupings. Emma kindly gave me the heads up on that, so do keep your eye out for that. And also they often have on their website some great recommendations from their booksellers. So even if you don't necessarily buy anything straight away, please do check it out. They're an amazing independent bookseller, and I just 100% would like people to support them in as much as they possibly can. And take care for now, BookTube, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.